see you again. It's good to be here in Dubai. It's beautiful weather. It's a Web3 mecca of the world, as they say nowadays. What brings you here these days?
Well, I'm here just to meet some friends, to be honest, and then attended 2 other conferences, meeting with 2 other family offices. So you are right to say that Dubai now is the new heaven, for Web3 and cryptocurrency,
Okay.
Yeah, many of my friends are here, old friends from 2018, newer friends, there's no need to really fix up a meeting, so all I need to do is just post on Instagram or Twitter.
You're back in Dubai, right? And everybody start calling you.
They'll give me a call. I say, okay, let's meet up, so it's getting a bit easier, when we look at Dubai, there's a lot of friends around.
Okay, no, that's great.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this whole, crypto winter is here, the crypto is not going to recover? Is it really that bad? Or there's still some hope for Bitcoin and the overall market?
I think the overall sentiments, are not bad, to be honest. We had about a good run, for the Bitcoin, right? Right now, you can see maybe the projection towards a 30,000 run is around the corner. So to me, it's more straightforward. Looking at the market says the story, and we just follow. I don't think right now it's the winter. To be honest, but it's just a matter of perspective.
Okay.
What kind of expectation you are looking at? From now versus from before and so forth, right?
Exactly. It's more like it's a long-term game than a short-term, right? It's like, investing in the stock market, it's always up and to the right, but with certain fluctuations and people expecting to have those, I guess kind of like during the 2016 through 2019, all these ICOs with people, having 10x, 100x within like 6 months or 2 months, it's just not going to happen anymore, right?
Yeah. But, there's always a cycle, Right now, what you see could be a small teaser. It might not last too long, but it is a cycle, So let's embrace this cycle. If it's all pumped up, do more. When it's not really that pumped up, do slightly less. Life goes on.
Of course.
That's cryptocurrency. Yeah.
That's good. And what do you think of the main trends nowadays in crypto, in terms of, I guess, where is it going overall?
I think there are a couple of trends that we can really see. Last year, if you look at institutions, they are like, okay, let's buy some Bitcoin. This year, institutions are looking at how they can create products using maybe a basket of cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Last year, maybe when we talk about NFT, for example, we talk about PFPs, a lot of images that are just senseless,
Yeah.
But this year we look at big brands, very big brands coming in with good utility, coming in with good sense of what they want to do. Example, Amazon comes in, They are not looking at selling NFTs, they are looking at NFT being a product, being a tool for them, What's their end result? The stock market, their stock price will go up, So things have changed, So Web3 has also changed. It's no longer just about staying decentralized. We are looking at new ways to make new money, to just make it work. So that's how it is right now.
Well, it's good you mentioned both NFT and Amazon. I know your book came out a few months ago, NFT, from zero to hero.
Yeah.
And you already sold, if I'm not mistaken, 10,000 copies on Amazon. Plus?
Yes, in total, it's about 10,000 plus copies.
Okay.
The book itself is not here just for the sake of selling it. We had very good friends coming in to tell me that, hey, I got scammed.
Of course,
I have overpaid. And then I will ask myself, is it because I didn't help them enough? So the book itself acts as maybe a nice reference book, for them to go through some of the do's and don'ts. What are some of the tools that they can use? There's no need for them to pay too much money.
Sure, of course.
So that's how things are, right? That's how things are for the book.
So it's more like a manual in a way,
it's
right?
a quick
And
manual,
it's a
you know.
quick manual, yeah.
It's a very quick manual. People can
Yeah.
look at what they want to read, you know, what they are not supposed to do,
Exactly.
where they can get all these free tools.
Yeah.
And then once they empower themselves with the knowledge,
Exactly,
you
yeah.
know, they will not be scammed by,
Of course, yeah.
by the bad actors, you know, in the space.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, because like the problem with crypto before and Web3 overall, and you know, then it was metaverse. People were just jumping on the craze. You know, people were jumping on the hype. I remember myself back last year in the Bitcoin Miami conference. I'm
Yep.
sure you attended as well.
Yep.
It was like what 60,000 people, and everybody was there, like running around, like just screaming, "Yeah, Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, you know, crypto, let's go." But when you talk to people off-site, you asking them about like what is your involvement in crypto space, what's your involvement in all these projects, they don't know. They just you just follow the hype, and then of course now you see all of them lost what, like 80% of their worth in all these NFT collections and what's not.
Yeah, yeah.
But like you said, this as long as NFT has the utility to it, you know, as long as it's attached to like you know, real life business, or some sort of a game that actually, you know, like you do any action to earn, you know, play to earn, watch to earn, you know, participate to earn. I know a lot of that now comes into sports industry as well, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it depends on, you know, what you are looking at, you know, for the sports industry. I mean, you know, even things like esports industry, you know, things have changed. You know, they are launching their fan token. You know, they are launching ways to interact, you know, with their fan base, you know, for the esports industry. And then if you look at it further, you know, from a sports point of view, you know, like Red Bull, for example, you know, last year they launched a collection with Azuki, that has panned out very well, you know. So I think things are really changing, you know, changing for the better. You know, of course, some of my native crypto friends will say that, hey man, you know what, there's no point, you know, because it's just a Web 2 experience.
I know, right?
You know, but I do not think that it is that simple, right?
Oh yeah.
There's always a process. You know?
It's a technology. It takes
Correct.
time to adapt for adoptions. Like it's like, you know, the dot-com bubble, right? Like all these
Correct.
companies that went busting during the dot-com bubble. Now look at them. They're trillion-dollar companies. It took a decade to get to that point, but it's like a revolution. But now I think it's going to be faster, because the cycles are much faster. It's not a decade. Now it's maybe like 3 to 5 years. And then we're going to go into 2-year cycles or so.
I agree. So we just got to be patient, you know.
Yeah.
Walk through the journey, go through the right processes. Things will just come, you know. So that's my simple chain of thoughts, you know. Whenever I look at, you know, look at crypto or look at technology, you know, it's a long-term play, you know.
Oh yeah. And like you said, it's all about the knowledge. So I would definitely advise people, you know, to maybe purchase your book on Amazon, or, you know, maybe borrow it from a friend to read it. Is definitely, you know, going to help them to navigate the complexity of the NFT markets overall.
The one I taught you yesterday.
Oh yeah.
No, let's not do that.
找你嘛.
No, this is recorded, man.
Don't record.
It is already.
Don't worry, you're doing well. There's a cue to start, yeah?
It's a cue to start, yes. What advice would you give to somebody who wants to jump into like crypto, NFT, you know, market right now?
It's a very difficult reply, to be honest. I had good conversations with some of my friends who are also staying here. They are from Germany. You know, they asked me, you know, what coins are we going to buy? You know, what are we looking at? You know,
what's the next Shibu token, right?
You know, to me is, you know, I'm not here to sell anything, right?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, you know, I do not want them to be scammed. You know.
Of course.
So what I empower them, you know, in a short conversation is that, you know, look at CoinMarketCap, you know, look at Twitter, you know, who is talking about this, what they are talking about, you know, are they real? You got to do your own research, you know. Then they asked me, then why not we just buy Bitcoin, you know, buy 5 Bitcoin? I was like, well, it's a possible thing, you know, if you are, you know, if you want a stable outcome, perhaps okay, you know. But are you really willing to put maybe 150 grand, you know, just to play, right?
Especially,
So my humble advice to them is do your research.
Yep.
Can you afford to lose 1,000?
Yep.
Of course, you know.
Of course, yeah.
10,000? Oh, no problem,
Yeah,
right? So put in some small money, put into some altcoins, you know, look at the trend, you know, make a 1x, 2x exit, you know, reposition yourself, look at other things, right? You just need to have that experience. Right?
Of course, yeah.
The experience of losing, you know, the thrill of winning, and that's part and part and parcel of the whole experience journey, right?
Yeah.
So humble advice: research,
Of
try it
course,
out.
yeah.
You know what you're talking about. Then it's good. I have friends, working with in exchanges, for example, or working in a project. They have not even used any of these swaps. They do not own an NFT. They don't even know how dynamic NFT is going to work.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
So those people become like a professor, academic. They just sit there and
I know,
tell you what to do.
there's no practical knowledge. It's all just theory. Yeah, I mean.
So my message is do it, try it.
Try it, yeah.
Try it.
Do your own research. Like again, do your own research. Educate yourself. Knowledge is power. Like in any investment, whether it's real estate, stocks, you name it.
Correct.
You can't just jump in the market. Unless you get lucky and you jump on the hype, but then usually you get burned.
You're right.
People jump at the Bitcoin 60+K, and now what?
No, but if they are looking at long term, a lot of these guys, they say they're just going to hoarder.
Yeah.
Perhaps
you can hodl. Yeah.
There's an anger to that. But my very humble advice to them is, there's no need to hoarder. Because you are just putting your money there and expecting a small return.
Of course, yeah.
Then you will not get the experience. Then why not you just put yourself in your money in fixed deposit and get 6%.
You can buy ETF funds or index funds. It doesn't matter. It's all the same, right?
The experience is not there. So it's not about just hodling, right? Some of these big friends of mine, they say just hodler. Well, that's a very safe and responsible way to put it.
You can buy T-bills, right?
Precisely. But then if you hodler and if you don't know the market, the rest of the whales would have just sold out everything, and you're just being that guy who's just sitting there because someone told you to just hold on to the coin, right? So you got to make your own decisions, and that process is going to take you some time. You might be earning a lot today, losing everything tomorrow, but that's a process, right? So that's really my really humble 2 cents worth.
I mean, that's a lot, man. That's very good advice.
Yeah.
And I guess I would have to ask you that because everybody is talking about this ChatGPT.
Yeah.
What's your take on ChatGPT and overall AI and where they're at this point?
I think ChatGPT is a really good tool, for someone to do your research. Do a bit of background work. Is good, but of course you got to understand that the research work might not be accurate. Right?
Exactly, it's certain algorithms are running AI, right?
Correct. But if you look at it this way, if you understand the prompt correctly, you are able to generate out information that you need, right? But that takes more than just an AI tool. You need to have that structure in your brain, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? What is the ending? What are you trying to drive at?
Yeah.
If you do not have that, ChatGPT is not going to be too helpful for that kind of guy.
Yeah, any kind of research.
But coming back to the point that ChatGPT and AI, for example, I was just preaching about Web 4.
Okay.
I was.
Let's for people who don't get it. What's Web 4?
No,
How
Web
do you
4
define it?
is not a very common term, right? It is a term that states, let's be more decentralized. Right now, Web3 are owned by VCs.
And you want to be more decentralized? I thought you were already decentralized.
No, we are not decentralized. So
you want to tell me all these crypto exchanges are not decentralized, and
crypto exchanges
and blockchain is not overall?
Is not. It really depends on how the whole consensus mechanism is like. But
it's like sarcasm in my voice because people think, right? They think, it's all been decentralized, and then you see what happened to FTX. Well,
FTX
the money just
was never decentralized.
Yeah, it's never decentralized.
But my point is not so much about a new term, right? What's Web 4? What is Web 3? What I'm just trying to bring out is that right now what you see is not decentralized.
Yep.
Right. So when I did the presentation, you can see people that they are just talking, whispering, say, "What the hell is this guy talking about?"
What's Web 4 like?
What is decentralization? How is that going to work?
Yeah.
But the point is, real point is, they do not get the gist of it. The gist of it is, if you want to have a new economy, right? If you want to make crypto grow in a different way, right? Then the main thing, real main thing, is to look at solutions that are more decentralized.
Okay.
Maybe a reduction in centralization, not fully removing the centralized party.
Okay.
and that's how things should be, you know.
Sure.
We just got to be very real, you know. Like just in this conversation, this video, you can hear the birds, you can see the plane flying around. These are real things that's happening. So if you want it to be real, the decentralization part, you want it to be real, then you got to keep it as real as you can, you know. Not putting a wrapper around it and convince and confuse yourself that it is decentralized.
Make it look very nice. Oh, it's DeFi, it's decentralized, but when it's really not.
Correct.
It's like, and for everyone out there watching, like you guys, not your keys, not your wallet. That's it. If you don't have your keys, you don't hold. Doesn't matter how big is the exchange, you know, how much money to spend on marketing and all the bells and whistles. It's not your wallet. It can disappear tomorrow, and you're not going to have access to it.
Yeah, I just want to add on about that key and so forth. You know, the element of Web3. You know, at times, in the very beginning, maybe it's about decentralization, right? But right now, you can see that centralized exchanges are talking about Web3. You know, they have their own Web3 wallet.
Yeah.
But the Web3 wallet could be an MPC model, right? But the way that they try to educate people is that, you use a Web3 wallet, you just one click and you get it. Yes, that is Web3, you know. But that's the Web3 wallet that is not self-custody, you know, of all your keys and all your money, you know. It could be half of it with the exchange, half of it with you, and the money is still in the exchange, you know. So I just want to say this, you know, if we want to go for Web3, you know, in the name of good Web3, look at decentralization, you keeping your own keys, you protect your own asset, that to me is more decentralized, you know. That's more Web3 than just putting it a name to it, you know. So we got to be very careful, you know, what is real Web3, what you are trying to achieve in this Web3 industry. Yeah.
No, that's all great knowledge. Listen, it's already been like so many insights. You know, it's more like you can get from ChatGPT.
That's for sure.
I'll tell you that much. You know.
That's for sure.
And I guess you know, my last question would be for you. It's I know it's kind of hard to predict where we're going with Web3, and but at least for the end of this year, 2023, what do you think is going to happen to the market? Are we going to come out of the crypto winter? I know already, like Bitcoin was on up and up, but with all this Silicon Valley Bank collapse and Silvergate and Signature Bank, you know, and all these other projects are being under fire right now. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
I think right now the situation is fairly unique. You know, we have bad actors right now being sued, you know, by SEC. You know, big exchanges are being warned by SEC. You know,
a lot of questions.
There's a lot of questions. You know, but is it going to be really healthy for the whole crypto industry? Is it going to be really feasible for the U.S. market? My humble opinion is that there are ways that they can protect their citizen. You know, they can protect their capital. You know, you can do it a different way. You know, you can try to set rules and boundaries. That's not a problem. You know, but what US is trying to do could be stopping a lot of good innovation, you know, within the country itself. And I respect my friends in US. You know, I talk to them very much. You know, about Web 2, about some of this finance stuff, because they are more advanced in the whole finance economy, right? So I like to pick their brains, you know. But the point that I'm also trying to drive right now is that without the US, you know, the adoption that we are seeing right now would be a lot slower.
Of course, yeah.
You know, because we have really sort of lost China, right? Of course, now there's a Hong Kong, you know, opening things up. But
there has to be a market for innovations. There has to be a market for adoption, right?
Correct. Yeah. But losing the US market is something that is too big. You know, US can say that, okay, exchanges are not able to operate there. That is fine, right? But not stopping innovation. That's my key thing. So from now to the end of the year, I think there's a lot of fact-finding, a lot of research groundwork that has to be done in that ecosystem. But overall, I still think that, you know, right in the beginning of the year, we have flushed out a lot of bad players. You know, whether it's in the traditional space, or in the DeFi space or in the crypto space, a lot of them are flushed out. So what I do see would be a slightly more promising Q3, Q4 end of this year. And I also do see that bigger brands, bigger stock brands in US, they will find a way to still keep themselves in this game, in the good name of Web3.
Of course,
and that is still a big plus, for all of us. So I think Web3 is going to be a new buzzword. Web3 without cryptocurrency. It's still going to remain as a good buzzword within the US ecosystem, and that would definitely drive a lot more traction, and a lot more positive vibes, So Q3, Q4, man.
Okay.
That's what I see.
That's good. Well, probably in the year 2024 we're gonna talk about Web4. Sitting here back in Dubai.
Could be.
Or maybe we'll see you in Singapore, where you spend, I guess, most of your time, right?
Yes.
Well, everyone, thank you for this, conversation. It's been great, and if you haven't done so, go on Amazon, get the NFT from zero to hero.
Thanks, man, bro.
It's a very good. It's not an advertising. It's just a great book. I suggest everyone to read that, especially if you want to jump into Web3 NFT space. And we'll hope to see you back in Dubai. And it's been great. Thank you.
Zumo. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.